This morning, Julia came in and she showed me on her phone. She goes, Greg, I fell asleep on my couch, and when I looked out the window, and I could see the lunar eclipse. Renae Kerrigan's here from the Dome Planetarium, Peoria Riverfront Museum. Good morning.
Good morning.
Tell me about this eclipse. Can I see it again tonight?
You cannot. Lunar
Gosh, darn
eclipses
it.
are typically visible approximately every 6 months. Yeah. And we had a convenient lunar eclipse last night, ones that are happening, it might be a little past bedtime, but it's not in the middle of the night.
Right,
Those are the best chances to view one. So we had a viewing party at the Peoria Riverfront Museum, a free event where people could just come watch the eclipse with other folks. And we had 140 guests show up. It was a great time.
That is very nice. You are just returning.
And it was a lovely evening.
It was a lovely evening.
Yeah.
You are just returning from a big trip that you were on. Will you tell us about that? What's going on?
Sure. I was selected as a Polar STEAM Fellow. Polar STEAM is a program that's funded by the National Science Foundation, and it puts science educators like myself embedded in teams that are doing research in the poles, either in the Arctic or the Antarctic. And I was matched with a science team that's doing research outside of Nome, Alaska, in the low tundra, and studying the way beavers are disrupting the landscape and changing the ecosystem.
Get out of town. So you go to Nome or outside of Nome.
Yeah.
How long were you there?
I was staying in Alaska for about a week and a half.
Tell me what the beavers are up to. What's going on?
Well, there's the beavers are moving to more northerly latitudes. They're moving into areas north of where they've lived before, and their population is rapidly expanding. And there's a phrase "busy as a beaver" for a reason. They are incredible landscape engineers, so they're building all these ponds, and that is very disruptive to the ecosystem. It can be good, but it can be bad, and so this scientifically studying all the effects that these beavers are having.
So scientifically, I get stuck on this. So beavers are a part of the planet. They are part of our ecosystem. Yeah. They do what they do. They're built to do what they do. They've always done what they do.
Right.
Is it ethical, maybe that's the wrong word, to say, hey, we don't, but you're messing up some other stuff.
Right.
Why not just let that happen the way nature is making it happen?
Sure. So I think that the scientists on this team would likely agree with you, and they just want to understand what changes are happening. They just want to have the data to characterize the change.
And what kind of impact
and
are
the moose are walking around going, beavers.
I got to see a few moose. That was very exciting.
Oh, they scared me.
Aren't they big?
They're very large creatures.
When I lived in Grand Lake, Colorado, we'd see a moose. One, we were at the golf course, and he was down in the pond below, and we started chipping golf balls at him, and he started chasing us in a golf cart. And they're big.
Yeah. Hey, quit disrupting the ecosystem, Danny. So what impact is this beaver activity having? So
they're taking what were once these small flowing streams and rivers and creating these large, extremely impressive dams.
Yeah.
And what that does is it makes standing water. So I was there in the summer. The temperatures were reasonable. It was about 50 degrees most days. And also it didn't get dark, which was totally wild for somebody who studies the sky. But in the winter, this is an area that gets 30 below zero, that usually everything would be frozen and lots of snow. And because the beavers are creating these ponds, there's times where the water doesn't fully freeze now in these ponds.
You mentioned the word permafrost.
Yes. So they are, the ponds are essentially a thermal heat sink, and they are the permafrost under the tundra, permanently frozen soil. It's thawing significantly wherever there are beaver ponds. And there's other effects too, but those seem to be the most dramatic.
Do those hurt other species of animals?
So some of these ponds are actually positive to other animals. They can provide spawning grounds for fish. They can provide habitat for birds, and of course, they're good for the beavers. So that's what Greg was saying. Is it's not that the scientists are saying beavers are bad, or we should get rid of them. They just want to understand the changes that are happening.
And you mentioned you spend your life and career looking up, looking at the sky. How are you part of something that is on the ground here?
Well, at the museum, I have an opportunity to learn about and teach about all forms of science. Astronomy is certainly my deepest well of knowledge, but I love learning and getting to teach about other forms of science as well. And next summer, we're having an exhibition called Planet Ice. It's all about the last ice age. And of course, this land was shaped by glaciers and shaped by ice. So this was a really great opportunity for me to learn about science that's happening right now in the Arctic and in these areas that are shaped by ice. And I'll get to contribute a little additional information to that Planet Ice exhibit that we'll have next summer.
One of the, and I just started reading about this, just kind of generally, is the AMOC, the water flow between us and Europe, which has been disrupted by melting glaciers, dozens of times before, and that leads to ice ages, which fascinates me.
It's all connected. There's so many connections between the Arctic ecosystem and climate and us here in central Illinois. It feels far away, but it's we're all connected.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I have a big question to ask you, and I don't want to go down some big deep hole necessarily because we don't have back a lot of time. But when you saw what happened in Nepal, as a scientist studying the Earth. You were certainly up in glacier land not long ago, and that's what caused that whole thing. How do you reflect on that?
Well, I always think about the people. So I saw the video and just saw the people running, and it just made me very sad because of the people's lives deeply impacted.
Right.
And it is similar to things that have happened here, the Illinois River, but before people were present. So the Illinois River was formed by a torrent of water. It reminded me of that torrent that we know happened that formed the Illinois River Channel about 18,000 years ago or more. I just feel very sad for those folks who's had their lives impacted.
And me too. And at the same time, it's the Earth. It's this thing that we live on and try to understand. And you're studying that, and other people are studying this, and we. I don't know what level of knowledge we have about the Earth. Do we know 50%, or do we know 1% of what's going on? Danny, what were you going to say?
The power, though, was just amazing.
I read this stat this morning.
Yeah,
that water went 14 miles in 7 minutes.
Wow.
And it was traveling at 120 miles an hour.
I think that, the Earth systems, they're so powerful, and really another reflection I have on it is that we need to do our best to tread lightly on the planet, but also, we don't have a lot of influence when it comes to these big these big planetary events.
Yeah.
Greg and I have talked about this, that man looks at all of this, and once in a while the planet goes, I'm still in charge. You are small.
Yeah.
I think quite often the planet reminds us it's still in charge.
One last one. Yesterday we had John Morris on the phone for a little bit to talk about the big donation from the Barton Foundation. Lovely. It's unbelievable. But that is going to open a lot of doors for you specifically because you are an educator, and all of these students that now will get to come and forever and learn from you and learn from your colleagues. What's your take on that?
I'm just so grateful to the Barton Family Foundation, Polly Barton and her late husband, Glenn Barton, for creating this legacy for us to be able to continue to educate and interact with students from all over central Illinois for years to come. It's a wonderful example of what people's generosity can do. And we at the museum, the staff, we love the Every Student Initiative because we love getting to see these students and know that they have access at no cost to the to the schools and no cost to the families to come and see these repeat families come year after year. So the staff love it, the students love it, and we know that that people generally think it's a great program. So
Wonderful.
we're all just very grateful.
Greg, I was watching the news last night, and John was an eclipse.
Ah. Hey, do me a favor. Keep us up to speed with the beaver situation in Nome, Alaska, will you?
Hey,
If something comes out, like some study or something, we need to know. What we gonna say?
Didn't you have a bumper sticker on one of your cars that said "Beavers bad"?
No, I did not. I love
Okay.
beavers. I love them. Good to see you, Renae. Have a great weekend. It's
Thanks,
always nice
guys.
to talk to you. Renae Kerrigan, the Dome Planetarium, Peoria Riverfront Museum.